Hi, I'm Alexandra Harbushka, founder of Life with Herpes. Today, we're gonna bust some myths when it comes to herpes and sex. All right, I get it. When we're first diagnosed with herpes, we are like, I will never have sex with anybody ever again. I never want them to feel the way I feel right now. Being diagnosed, you're in pain. I will never want to put anybody in that same position that I'm in right now, right? I totally get it. But here's the thing, you're gonna get past that. You're gonna get back to it. I talk about this a ton in different videos about, ways to keep your relationship hot and steamy, about, ways to be intimate with your partner even though you have a herpes outbreak. I talk about sex a lot in other videos. So if this is something that you're questioning, feel free. I have them linked and you can check them out. But anyways, back to busting some myths when it comes to herpes, sex, all that. Number one, what we think when we're first diagnosed, the number one myth is we have to have sex with somebody who also has herpes. Okay, this is a total myth. I get it, back to the idea, I get why we think that is like, oh, if I have herpes and this person has herpes, then we're good, right? Then we're good, I don't have to worry about it, all of that. The truth is, what matters is you finding a connection with a partner, that partner finding a connection with you, and both you and your partner being on the same page with your diagnosis. You have to disclose, you have to have those conversations. It has to be open dialogue with your partner. So that's really the key, not so much if the other person has herpes. Now here's the thing, herpes is so common that you might just find a partner that has herpes. Chances are the partner doesn't know that he or she has herpes. So I highly recommend them getting tested and finding out and getting a blood test done to find out if they have herpes. But this whole idea of like, I have herpes and so therefore I have to find somebody that has herpes, 100% false. Number two thing that's totally false is we think, oh, if I have sex with somebody, they're automatically gonna get herpes. So a lot of times I'll get DMs from you guys or questions from you guys like, oh my gosh, I just had sex with my partner and I think that he or she has herpes now. Or I just kissed my partner and oh my gosh, they probably have herpes now. So yes, the herpes virus is very contagious. That's why so many of us have it. That's why it's evolved all these years and why it's lived with humans since we walked this earth. Yes, it is a contagious virus. However, it's not that contagious, right? Like it's not this like, and everything you touch will turn to herpes. It doesn't work that way. The person actually has to have an actual outbreak or they have to, the virus has to be active in their body. So things like viral shedding. Again, I talk about this a lot in other videos. I won't get into it right now. So go research it if you want on lifewithherpes.com. But my point here is just because you have sex once or you kiss them once or you touch them once doesn't mean that they're gonna get herpes. Again, back to what I was talking about earlier, having these open dialogues, communicating, figuring out your safe sex methods, like what your partner feels comfortable with, what you feel comfortable with, making that happen is really gonna be a key here with having a sexual relationship with someone who does not have herpes. And I forgot number 3. Yeah. Okay. All right, number 3, the other big myth that idea behind it, and I think what people think is like I guess for me, when I was first diagnosed and I thought my sex life would never be normal was like, oh, I can't have sex regularly or I'm gonna get like rejected or feel disgusting by my partner because I have an outbreak or things like that. And so in that definition, that would not be normal to me, right? Or like you always have to use a condom even when you're married or in a relationship where you're beyond that point. So define normal for you, number 1. But number 2, your sex life can be totally normal, right? Like it can be whatever it is for you. If you and your partner decide not to use condoms and that's normal for you, then you could have a normal sex life. If you guys only want to use condoms, it just depends on what you guys want to do, right? But it can be as normal or as wild or as boring or as whatever it is as you want it to be. So this whole idea of like your sex life isn't normal, I just really want to invite you to define what is normal to you. Is it thinking that you can't have one-night stands anymore? Well, that isn't necessarily true. That means that you just have to disclose more to these partners. Does it mean that that you are never gonna have sex again, or you're never gonna have oral sex again, or you're never gonna be doing certain things? No, that's not what it means. What it means is you just need to discuss this with your partner. Both you and your partner need to feel comfortable, need to feel safe, need to feel like, hey, this is us, this is our vibe. Okay, so here's some 3 myths I just busted for you. Hope it helps break it down. Hope this helps normalize herpes, sex, relationship, life. Just my bottom line here is, yes, you have been diagnosed with herpes, okay. Yes, that's a shock, but it doesn't have to define your life. It doesn't have to change your life. It doesn't have to make your life any less normal than it really is. It's just an extra conversation you have to have. That's it. I mean, that's really all it is. All right, I'd love to see you in our community. I haven't talked about this in a while. If you are not a member of the Life with Herpes community, I'd love to see you over there. I have it linked. Go to lifewithherpes.com. We have hundreds of people from all over the world, many different languages, talking about herpes, their diagnosis, dating, a normal sex life, all of that. I'd love to see you over there, and I will see you all